Hey there, day 1306 of What's She Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with a stuffy nose and a cloggy throat and a cough that I will try to talk quickly so that I can get through this without having a hacking jag. Today, I'm just going to tell you what I'm working on for the three main pieces of content I'm creating right now, not including this one. This is my fourth. Every day I just document my journey as I've transitioned from the brick and mortar world, corporate world of business, to the online world. And then in 2021, I've mentioned I'm doing a little bit of back and forth, working on some projects with some really cool people that are part online, part offline. Because I think it's more fun. I think it's fun to take our online skills in marketing and apply that to the offline world. Wish I'd known about it, 20 years ago when I was building businesses for 47 years, but I wish I'd known about it when the internet first came into being, and that I'd hopped on and figured it out and been a part of it then. But hindsight's 2020. Back then in the beginning, people didn't know if the internet was going to stick around. I'm an engineer and scientist by training, and it was great for those of us that love data and information, but we weren't sure that it was going to morph into the thing that it is today. So it just goes to show you, most of us cannot predict the future. We don't know what's going to happen. So what am I working on besides nursing a cold? Granddaughter's not coming today. She's got a play date. We've had an awesome last week together before school starts, and we're having a sleepover tomorrow night, so I'm excited about that. So work, of course, when I get to hang out for one more week with my amazing granddaughter, has taken a back seat. Of course, she was in summer school 2 weeks before that, and that's where we all got the cold. It just goes to show you that COVID or not, things like colds and the regular flu and other illnesses like heart disease and cancer and things and kidney disease and all the other things that have always been around or have been around for a few decades are still there, and we need to pay attention to them. Even being careful, we still catch colds. So today, our idiom for Supersize Your Business was turn over a new leaf. And it turns out that back when publishing began and books were being printed, the pages of a book were called leaves. And if you were turning over a new leaf, you were turning a page, it was a blank page, a clean slate, a new start, a fresh start. That you could start something over, you could put anything you wanted on that page. So it reminds us that there are ways to turn over a new leaf. There's 5 easy, simple ways to turn over a new leaf. And I shared 2 or 3 different versions of that because there's different steps. We each have our own processes and our own steps and our own patterns of how we do things and how it works for us. So I do the SOAP framework to teach people the pattern I use to deal with changes, challenges, adversities, roadblocks, setbacks, things like COVID-19, to picking where you're going to go for dinner. You have to have a process for that. We all have processes, we all have patterns, but we want to make sure that they're working for us, that they're as easy as breathing, and that we don't have to consciously always think about it. Because a lot of the changes and challenges that come our way every single day shouldn't require a ton of decision making or thought or energy or focus. We should be able to just get through them automatically. And that's what we learned in the SOAP framework for the Get Up and Go Challenge. Today, the Get Up and Go Challenge was about applying that SOAP framework to the contribution area of our life. And contribution, you've got physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships. Contribution are the 7 core areas that I have, and it's the framework I have built my life around for decades. Learned it, again, I think, from Tony Robbins, who learned it from probably Jim Rohn, who learned it from, who knows, Napoleon Hill, Andrew Carnegie. I don't remember who they all worked with. I don't remember the whole chain of personal development command or history, but most of what we all think of as personal development is things that one person might have said, and then another personal development guru picked it up and then shared it and shared it and shared it and morphed it. And a lot of our knowledge, a lot of our wisdom about becoming who we want to become, etc., all came from the origins of a handful of people that had their own reasons for wanting us to become focused on personal development. Now it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and I personally love it. I think it gives us something to create and focus on, and to learn and become more of what it is that we want to be in the world, and how we want to show up in the world, which is what contribution is all about. It's about What am I here for? What am I contributing to the rest of the world? What am I adding? How am I adding value outside of myself? And how can I do that just by being myself, because that's the best way for any of us to be the example for other people of what we want to see in the world by living that example and being that example. So contribution, SOAP framework, our tool for that was motto, mantra, code of conduct, battle cry, things we stand for, things we stand against, and then how do you morph that into your what's your thing? Because each of us, whether we believe it or not or know it or not, have a thing. It's interesting. At my dad's funeral, I realized, and I knew it growing up, but it was interesting what other people saw as his thing and how other people viewed him. And I'm sure that the same will happen for each of us when we pass away. We'll learn things that we didn't even know about ourselves that other people thought or knew or saw or believed about us. And some will be true, some won't be true. Our annual challenge today, do one thing every day that centers you, was about wisdom, change. And I love this one. It's a saying by Confucius: they must often change who would be constant in happiness or wisdom. So yesterday we talked about change that makes us happy, and today we're talking about change that makes us wise. So what is a change we can make today that makes us wise? Now, secret, I found out a long time ago that challenges and changes and obstacles and adversities and setbacks and roadblocks and everything, problems, whatever you call them, they're all there to show us something, to teach us something. You know, people will experience similar problems and challenges in their life, but not the exact same. Each of us has our own experiences. Each of us has our own challenges and things that we face and need to overcome because we're all different. COVID-19, for example, was a huge challenge that impacted billions of people, yet each of those billions of people experienced COVID-19 differently and continue to experience it differently. So, wisdom from change, contribution, what are you here for? How are you showing up in the world, and how do you want to show up in the world? And turning a new leaf. So turning a new leaf ties into, I've tried to tie in the idiom for each day in Supersize Your Business to changes and challenges to coincide with the Get Up and Go challenge. I believe today is day 27. I believe every day I have squeaked under the 10-minute mark thanks to my daughter's little cow timer. And it's not an exact cow timer. It's just got a minute hand, which is hard for me to see. So I've kind of lucked out on a couple of days where I thought I was going to be over. And then yesterday, I would think was the closest so far. It was 9 minutes and 58 seconds. So that's as close as I could get to the 10-minute mark. I don't want to be right on 10 minutes. And I don't think the timer's exact enough to help me know exactly when 10 minutes are. I'd need like a digital countdown timer. And guess what? It's not that big a deal. It was just a personal challenge for myself to keep it under 10 minutes each day. And these last days, doing an entire area or aspect of our life through the entire SOAP framework with a tool is definitely a personal challenge. But we'll have a Q&A session for people that want more in-depth information or want better explanations of things to make it work for them. Coffee time. If I can help you in any way, ask in the comments below. Again, got some time freed up today, so don't be shy, ask. Don't make that offer very often because there aren't very many days that I actually have time available, but since I just found out last night that my granddaughter's not coming today, I have some time. I'm going to be doing some training and some coaching and some personal training and coaching for myself in the areas of communication and confidence. And I actually think that yesterday I came up with and actually the night before what next year's annual challenge is going to be, and I'm going to play with it for probably the rest of this year. So even though it'll be an annual challenge for the people that participate in it, it's probably going to be what is it? It's September, October, November, December, 4 months plus. I'll practice the challenge idea, and then I'll go into it 365 days with the people that are doing the challenge. I think it's going to be a really powerful one. I think it's going to be more powerful than any annual challenge I've ever done before. Personally, as well as for the people that participate. I think it's going to be fun and easy, and I'm actually really excited about it. I'm going to play with it for the next couple of days throughout the Get Up and Go Challenge. And then maybe what I will do at the end of the Get Up and Go Challenge is invite a small group of people to do till the end of the year with me, participating in that as a way to impact our Get Up and Go, because I think it's a fun idea. And so, yes, I'm purposefully not telling you what it is. I'm keeping it secret. But by August 31st is probably what I will announce if I'm going to invite people to do that with me. Otherwise, I just test things out myself before I share them with other people. Why? I want to know that they work. I don't want to teach anybody anything that has failed for me. I'll say, hey, I tried this and I epically failed at it. I think certain webinars I've done crashed and burned. You know, when you do a webinar, you spend weeks and weeks preparing it, and then you present it to your audience and nobody buys. One of those. That's an example of something I share that I crashed and burned. But I'm not going to tell you them. I might tell you the mistakes I made, but I'm certainly not going to spend a lot of time on that. I'm going to say, do this, not don't do that. Because we want to focus on what we want, not on what we don't want. All right, I'm off. Have an amazing day. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow with day 1307 of What's She Up To Now. Have an awesome day. Bye.